Yeah, so nongshim end up with this composition. They have a ton of protection for the center. They're kind of banking on the fact that she'll become this long-range cannon who can just attack from such a distance. And if you try and dive in, they have a lot of bulky champions to kind of peel, and the Viego has the kind of throughput in fights. He has that reset potential. So I think DPS-wise, they would struggle without that. On the side of T1, they have that Nock Orianna combo. DNF, our team who has made use of this Nocturne Orianna. We've seen how it can work and how it can not work. We'll see how T1 manages this combo in comparison.
This might be redemption for the DN freaks. You know, if T1 can't manage to make this one work, then maybe it's just a little bit too hard. We've been seeing it for many years, for quite a long time. So I guess we already know. We'll just have to see whether T1 can drive this one to a 2-0, whether the Noodles are gonna be able to cook something up for us and bring us to a third game. A 6-gamer on the last day of our first week here, of our very first round 3 here in the LCK, and it is at our LCK Roadshow, the T1 home ground as well. That is very, very fun. So we are going to be loading up onto the Rift very, very shortly. I think I have my, I normally have my cadence down, and I thought maybe I was lagging, but actually we are just taking a little bit longer.
As a level 6 Ambassador.
And I don't think the champion names really matter. I'm worried about the player names that are in a lane by themselves. Okay, Kingen gonna be running away from both. See, like we knew this was just gonna happen, right? Doran's gonna flash in. There's a solo kill. Like, what did we tell you?
It was so obvious. They can just get back though with health, so it will just be a plate over to Calyx. But in the meantime, I feel like they're kind of given up complete control over this top side.
Well, Doran going in against Gio and Lahens. Another public execution. Another possibly dead Gio here as he does get the piercing darkness. Keeps himself alive. The Dawning Shadow as the last turret shot comes in. But there are even more bullets on this map. And the curtains have been called on Gio's life once again. He almost got his revenge. But he just doesn't quite manage to nail it as Calyx not going to be dying just yet either, as Gideon coming on over, gets the flash on in. Heroic entrance, Faker going to get knocked up and probably taken down here as he has no flash and no chance to get out. Gideon will get his first here of the game.
They're the ones who are like, oh, there's a pedal under the enemy tower. Well, I've got to take it before they get it.
Do you remember when Rengar had his bone tooth necklace?
Yeah.
That was my favorite stacking. As Calyx, this is his least favorite moment. Never mind! He's going to turn it around. The Dawning Shadow comes in. Carrier trying to keep Faker alive as the magical journey is unable to be taken. Knows exactly where these nongshim members are. The back is going to come on through. Calyx turning up once again. Carrier also on vision. A lot of vision actually very accurately placed by both teams, meaning that it's a bit of information overload. There is the paranoia though. And Gio, this time going to be able to move over to his teammates. Devour comes through from Lahens this time, and that will keep him alive. The flash out as Gideon looks for that reset. There is the tongue lash, and down goes the Nocturne. Feats of Warfare alongside it. As, man, that Dustbringer coming out from Gideon was terrifying. Gumayushi going to be able to break those chains, though. Doran just uses it to taxi a little further away from Kingen. Works out quite well. It's just a trade of ultimates. We've seen this many, many times. The level 11 is hit in unison here between our top laners as Gideon finds Carrier, but Owner is lying in wait. There is the combo as Lahens can just gobble up the Viego. Gumayushi coming on over, Dawning Shadow comes in. The shield is there, and this Tahm Kench is so tanky. Down goes the Viego though, and the Tahm Kench is just on a silver platter, surrounded by T1 members. And that was not the fight nongshim were looking for that time, as Kingen had teleported in, and now he is likely to just get sent home in a body bag. Not quite able to flash out of the way, but still having to use everything to just try and escape. And what happened?
From Faker, but it just...
Maybe they thought that Galio might sometimes be involved. As Kingen has found Owner, he goes all out actually, as Faker will turn up. Kingen will get shockwaved as well, as now he's just possibly in trouble. But he'll get healed up by the piercing darkness. Carrier comes over. There is the Tempered Fate, will connect onto Kingen as he eats a lot of the CC. Redemption going to be doing a fair bit of damage as well, as Owner is sped up by the Dissonance. Man, didn't know that was part of the combo, as they are going to be able to get the stun. There is the public execution as well, and it's Doran that uses that as a way to taxi over to Gio, who will get shielded up. That is everything that nongshim had just to keep 3 members alive. Curtain's getting called here, as you can see Gumayusi fishing for it. Lehens will get stopped on the back. And you can see that Gio is out of range, so no need to worry about that one. Calyx continuing to be in a different lane.
Oh, here's the test. Can he get down to the bot lane?
All right. Will the drift... Oh, that was cold.
Oh!
That was gorgeous.
There we go. Slick with it.
Yep.
Whole process here. King just starts a fight by himself. And then he has no MR, so when he gets shockwave by faking it, he dies immediately. And then they're like trying to bail him out. It just feels like people in nongshim are starting fights randomly, and then the whole team is trying to bail them out.
Yep.
And then they just die.
Yep. It's like they have something that they really want to do, but they're spending their entire time just at the police station paying bail money.
Yeah.
Without being able to actually do anything that they really needed to do, you know? As all right, Paranoia has been popped here as it's another fight. Doran taking a little bit of damage. The redemption down here for T1 just to try and keep them alive as Kingen is dead. But nongshim, not quite.
He didn't need to do that.
He did not need to do that, but it was sometimes rush of blood to the head. I mean, I remember seeing a similar play to that.
To move in when there is the threat of that Nocturne.
Yep.
And Doran is just going to kill this turret.
He's going to try to anyway, as the taunt does come down, so he's not able to kill it on this wave, but it's basically dead. And you've got Carrier lying in wait, and moving over as well.
Been up for 30 whole seconds, and it's a little bit late for T1, I feel.
Yeah, let's chill. As Shockwave connects onto 2. Arakan down to 50%, teleport in. Here from Doran, the answering teleport is going to result as Calyx can make his way down. There's the Paranoia. Dawning Shadow doing decent damage, actually, as now the Galio comes in. It's a one-man taunt, but it's onto Gumayusi as they do manage to take the Arakan, and the magical journey brings them all out. Follow that! Do never follow that! Instead, it's a heroic play from Lehens that gets over the wall, and it is going to be Carrier that goes down. Abyssal dive here as Lehens. He's like, man, do I have to do everything myself? And the answer is absolutely. Another public execution there for Doran onto himself. Lehens most of all, who has to then flash after him with the gobble.
Yeah, I mean, this was just so hard to push through this choke. So much damage done. The Nocturnal really just sways them pretty effectively. And then they're so low on HP, it feels so frustrating for them to... Oh, no.
Well, Lehens gets a little bit scared, looks to try and dive away. Heroic Entrance is going to be there this time, as, my God, he survives for so long. Owner is probably dead here, as he looks for a target to try and taxi his way out of the way of, and there is a flash over. Paranoia on top of the Cassante to try and get himself out, but that is not going to work. So, Nongshim set up for this Dragon in 30 seconds time. Lehens and Gideon in the area. Base skin Tahm Kench, I kind of love it. You know, it's got that real Oliver Twist vibe.
Oh, they are going to look for Doran.
Okay, well, they are probably just going to kill him as well, as he cannot publicly execute himself out of that one. And Gideon going to be able to lock down the kill. Doran really has had a little bit of a vacation moment towards the end of this particular game. That's going to even out the gold and also give Nongshim an avenue in to fight for this Drake.
Up to the gym.
Yeah. Boomer kind of built different on this champion.
You will have to press Q a lot. Oh,
Baker is just going to get ulted on here as Gideon comes over, flashes out of the shockwave. There's the Paranoia, and the stun comes in, but down goes Gideon, and Faker, he's just baited them all in. Let's see whether Gio can make this one happen, but he has to sidestep the Tempered Fate. Owner is still chasing. Faker is still alive. The Dawning Shadow's not enough, as finally the Galio will be able to secure the kill, but Nongshim have well and truly overextended at this point in time. And how many times does Faker have to do this for people to learn that you should not try to chase this man?
They fell for it. They fell for the bait. They try and collapse on a Faker. They think they have the numbers advantage, but the backup comes in force. And one after another, they fall apart. T1 going to get the Baron. Oh, Calyx.
He just kind of walks at them. He's been doing this all game, and it's impressive, the bravery.
You know what? That's solidarity.
Yeah, 0.5k gold lead as well as a result. And this is slowly but surely falling to the wayside here for Nongshim, who, even in this game, there have been moments, right? It has felt, you know, like that rally, you know, the tennis, where the back and forths have been happening, but I feel like the ball is well and truly out of court at this stage for Nongshim. As T1 pushing down with Baron, they are very, very good at using this buff. It's their favorite thing, as we know. And Guma just a few bullets. The last one in the chamber here, as we can see, as he does cleanse. That is a cooldown that they do need to be wary of, but the curtains are going to get called here. And down goes this inhibitor turret. There's the shockwave combo. They find it. The bullet's going to ring true as well. Deadly flourish. My God, Gumi, do not give this man the Jhin or the Varus, and they did both in this series. As Kingan's going to go down, and once again, you might blink and miss it, as T1 will just close out this game number 2. And my goodness, what a week for this team, taking down Gen G, going from strength to strength here with a swift 2-0 over nongshim, feeling like they're back here in round 3.
I feel like nongshim had moments in this game, in the last game, where it felt like maybe they'd be able to have an edge, but when it came to the decisive, game-deciding parts of this match, T1 were just so far ahead.
Must really show you that